I wanted to make this video to talk about the losses that we've had this week in the world of professional wrestling. We've suffered two major losses, Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. I didn't know either of these two men personally, but I can honestly say that they were inspirations, not just to me, but to the whole, I guess, ecosystem of the wrestling world. Whether you're a fan or a pro wrestler, these two men had a lot of influence on the whole entertainment aspect of professional wrestling. Bray Wyatt passed away at a very early age, guys. He was 36 years old and he leaves behind a family, a wife and children, as well as a legacy with his family, his father, Mike Rotunda, his brother. It's very sad to see his loss. He had a young life. He had a life full of a future ahead of him. And he definitely inspired a lot of people. It seems like he had a huge fan base and a huge respect in the industry. When you go and look at everything that's being said about him on Twitter, it's very tragic to see the loss that we've suffered as a whole. I never personally met him, but man, watching him on TV, you could really tell that he had a passion and a drive for this business, and that's inspiring. That can drive you. That could make you feel inspired enough to be the best in everything that you do and to keep pushing forward. And that is a huge, huge loss to the world. I'm not even thinking just outside of wrestling, a loss to the world. An individual that was so inspiring to people is now no longer here at a young age. And I wanted to talk about him very briefly to give my condolences to the family and to all the fans out there that are grieving through this. I know it's tough when you lose somebody, whether you don't know them or whether they're somebody that you look up to. It's very tough. It's very tough. Terry Funk was somebody that I personally looked up to. When I started in wrestling, the Funker was awesome. He's from Texas, Amarillo, and that Texas connection. Any wrestlers that are from the state of Texas, I'm like, that's my man. And Terry Funk, I remember back as a kid, I was like, damn, this guy is a legit badass. He's old, but he's tough. And I remember seeing old ECW matches of his and old WCW matches of his where he was just doing wild stuff. And then he went to WWE. He was Chainsaw Charlie for a little bit. And seeing how he was the role model for somebody that I look up to, Mick Foley, that automatically by de facto also made him a role model of me. When I started wrestling, I always wanted to channel some of the emotion and the raw aspects of the passion of pro wrestling that I saw through Terry Funk. There's that infamous clip that's on Beyond the Mat where his promo at the end of it, he's just shouting forever, 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 forever. And that was at the end of one of his retirement matches, I believe, from a long time ago. But we all know that Terry Funk retired and unretired countless times because he had a love, a burning passion for the world of professional wrestling. Unfortunately, with age and with most people, eventually Father Time comes up and collects. He was in a nursing home. He had dementia, and just as you grow and age, your health starts to deteriorate. And it's a huge loss because he was a legend. Ahead of the time, honestly. If you look back in the 80s and 90s, he was ahead of the curve. And it's almost poetic in nature that Bray Wyatt also passed a day after. Because if I was to compare anybody to a modern day Terry Funk, I would say it's Bray Wyatt. He was ahead of the curve in a lot of ways with his innovations, with his character building. You think of some of the stuff that he did with The Fiend. You think of some of the angles and skits and character building, some of the matches that he've had out there, the intense presence that he had in the ring, I think a lot of it can be comparable to some of the stylings of Terry Funk. One gentleman had a very short life, and Bray Wyatt, unfortunately, which is, it always hurts me whether somebody's a celebrity or not to see somebody pass away at an early stage. He's 3 years younger than me. And for whatever reason, that hit extra hard. Terry Funk lived a long life. So he had a young life and a long life. Terry Funk is 4 years younger than my father. And that also hit me harder on there because my father means a lot to me. I take care of my father. I live with my father. He's my hero. He's my inspiration. He's everything to me. And we, for the last 30 years, watched wrestling together. And Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt were two of those major characters that are a part of everything that we watch. And this one just hits hard. Especially the Terry Funk one. Because he was somebody that I've looked up to for many years as somebody in the history of Texas wrestling, but somebody that also had a lot of major rivalries with some of the guys that I look up to. Mick Foley, Ric Flair, Sting. Think of everything that Terry Funk has done. He got kicked by a goddamn donkey on WCW one time. Legit. Tough as nails and everything that I would want to inspire to be when I become his age. Shit, if I reach 79 years old, I want to be as tough and as badass as Terry Funk. You look at some of these tributes that people have posted on Twitter for both of these gentlemen, and it's just heartwarming to see how much of an influence they had on people. Mick Foley's Instagram post with the picture of Terry Funk had me in tears. I know Terry Funk meant a lot to Mick Foley. And the post of Triple H announcing the loss of Bray Wyatt also hit really hard. You think about how precious and how short life really is, and things like this put a perspective on things. Take the time to tell the people that you care about that you love them, and tell them how much they mean to you, because life is short. And make sure that whatever you do today or tomorrow or whatever, do the most of what you can with it, because who knows how long you're going to be here on this world. And the wrestling world lost some legends. And why am I only talking about these deaths? Wrestling's a big part of my life, and it's something that I've been doing for quite some time. And these two guys, man, you know, they were such enigmas. They were such characters that it's almost unreal to see this happen to either one of them. Because it felt like Terry Funk was never going to die. Like, that's how tough as nails he was. It felt like he was immune to death. He was that larger than life of a character. And then the same with Bray Wyatt. He's so larger than life that when something like this happens, you really see how much of humanity an individual can be. Somebody that's larger than life. And it's very sad to see. And I wanted to give this video just to give my thoughts and my heartfelt condolences to the friends and family and extended family of both of these individuals. Because I know this was going to be asked of me when I live stream next. And to be honest, that's why I hadn't live streamed the last couple days. It's always rough, even if you don't know the individual, in wrestling to talk about it, because it's a brotherhood. We even had Adrian Adonis a couple weeks back pass away, who was an innovator, somebody that was ahead of their time as well. If you don't know who Adrian Adonis is, do yourself a favor and Google search them. And I needed to take the time out the last couple days from live streaming to process this. Again, I didn't know either guy personally, but when it's people that you look up to and people that held a lot of influence in something that you're passionate about, sometimes you need to sit down and process and gather your thoughts. And to be honest, I really didn't feel like being sad on stream the last couple days, but I know you guys would want to hear what I had to say about it. So Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt, may you rest in peace, and thank you for every single thing that you have done for this wrestling business and to entertain the millions of people worldwide throughout the years, especially you, Funker. You were amazing. You're everything that I want to be when I reach your age. And Bray Wyatt, it is sad that your life was cut short, but you managed to become a living legend in a short time. And that speaks volumes about who you were as a person. Honestly, I don't know what to say. I've just come on this video to talk from the heart and give my thoughts. And hopefully you guys share your comments down below. I know there's going to be people, oh, Eric, you're just making this video to take advantage of the deaths and the trending news. No, that's why I waited a day. I felt like I needed to get my thoughts out on video. So thank you guys for watching. I apologize for the somber video. And again, take care of yourselves, guys, and let your loved ones know that you care about them. Because life is short and you never know when it's going to be gone. And yeah. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching.